start it here. Okay.
Everyone can see me? So when you see this material, when you see this title, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, what did the title suggest to you?
So we have to create habits to be more effective.
So you said 2 words here, which are very critical in this title: habits and effectiveness. Now, what do you know about habits? What is a habit?
It's drive your life. How to drive your life to
Drives your life.
drive your life to yourself.
But if you define habit, what is habit?
That's the things that you do daily. That's an action, that's an attitude that you have daily, that you do in your life.
Okay. Anybody else wants to add on it?
It's a matter of routine on a daily basis, kind of basic principles that you abide. And
Is it a lifestyle?
Is it the lifestyle? So all our habits are our lifestyles. What habit represents? Let me ask you another question.
it's the way you do something.
Tell me one of your habits. Let's do it in like this way. Tell me your one habit. Anybody? Tell me your habit and what it represents to you.
Example for habits, it's habits. First of all, habit is something you get to use to.
Okay?
So, for example, waking early at 5 o'clock is an habit. Something you get to use to.
Is there anything belongs to you? This particular habit? Is any purpose behind this habit?
It depends about the individuals.
No, I'm talking about yourself.
Yeah, it's how to purpose. So I wake up early.
What is the purpose?
To reach my goals. To reach my goals.
To read your clothes?
To reach your goals.
Okay. Okay. Then reach your goals. Okay. What goals are? Can you just specifically? You mentioned that you wake up at 5 o'clock every morning.
I try. Because you know you have to have a habit, and I think it's a good habit to have something like that, to wake up early, try to sleep early.
So wake up early and sleep early. So that means that this is something like a particular routine you want to follow. That's in your mind, back of your mind. Why? Did you ask yourself why you want to do that?
Yeah, because it's my purpose. I want to do it because I set some goals, and it's some. I can't say that it's a tools I use to reach those goals.
Okay. You are going in the right direction. Let me ask someone else. What is your habits? One habit of your life? Yeah. You two guys came late, so you now you need to answer also.
Yeah, I'm sorry for being late.
No, it's okay.
Topic was
Didn't like it.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem. I just want to ask you. I'm just teasing you.
Actually,
So don't be worried about it.
yeah, I'm supporting his opinion. I believe that habit is something we deal with how we face our daily life, and we can define our habit by our purpose. For example, like he said, maybe he slept early at night and wake up early in the morning. But when you want to increase the standard of living, maybe he's going to sleep late and wake up in the early.
Okay, but if you say that you are also wake up very early in the morning.
Sometimes, yeah, of course.
And tell me one habit which you are following religiously. I need to do this. religiously, religious, you know, any kind of religion.
Of course,
Because
for
you
example-
follow a particular direction.
Being
I
polite.
need to do this prayer every Sunday. This is religiously.
Crying before you
No, no.
Praying or
Being polite,
being polite.
of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, being
You never get angry?
yeah, everyone is angry as human beings.
As a human
Get
being.
angry, but sometimes.
But your one habit, you said you want to be polite.
Yeah, because if you polite to someone, they are going to be polite to us. So
If you are polite, then others will be polite to you.
probably.
Okay. Does it sound like okay, let's have, you said early wake up, early sleeping, you said about be polite. Any one more habit, 3 habits, let's take 3 habits. The third habit,
To make my children sleep at night.
to make your children sleep at night.
Or to sleep. I go with them to bed.
You make them
They
sleep
won't
tonight.
sleep if I'm not near them.
Why it is important?
Because I'm working, I leave home early, and I went back home late, so I have only 30 minutes with them a day.
So you
So
want
it's
to,
really important for me
so
to ask for their how was
the
their
day, and
for
taking a bath.
very nice habit. Okay, let's sum up these 3 habits. Okay, let's dissect your habit, early sleeping, early wake up. What? You said early sleeping, early wake up because you want to reach your goals. Is it not your principle in your life that you want to achieve something? That's why you follow that particular habit. Okay. Be polite. You want to be seen as a nice person in your life.
Everyone wants.
Everyone is. But it can be different. Some people are not polite. I can vouch for it. I see a lot of unpolite people in my life.
Yeah, lots of people out there.
But you want to be polite because you want to be considered by people as a nice person, because this is your principle. This is your foundation. Your foundation is saying to you that you want to be considered by people as a nice person. A mother like you want to spend that half an hour with your kids because it will give you that kind of feeling that you are a good mother. Yes or no? That's your principle. You want to spend time with your kids because you are care for them. Is it not your principle? Hey,
Hi.
welcome. Is my boss?
Oh.
I told him that I'm delivering a session, so he
Hi,
just
boss.
going to check in.
How are you doing? Your child is just.
Yeah, he came to see his child and get admission in the English program. So, you said you want to be a caring mother. You said you want to reach your goals. You said you want to be a good person. We don't have time to go to all the others, but definitely you guys have some habits which you follow to follow your principles. To follow your principles. Definitely. And that principle makes you effective. If you follow your habit religiously, that you wake up early, you sleep early, because you want to maximize your time, maximize your energy, that means you want to be effective. If he is polite, people will like him, people will accept whatever he says. It's a matter of being effective. Being a good mother, your kids will remember you that my mother gives me that half an hour every day. That will tell in the future you will be a very effective mother because you have a relationship with her. Stephen Covey also says the same thing in this book. In this book, material is not something which is, a very theoretical, difficult. It's a very simple thing because it comes from your heart. your own personality. You need to identify after this session probably, and after you read this book, or after you listening to Stephen Covey himself on a YouTube channel, I have a belief that you will find yourself to be more effective. So that's the start of this session. It took me half an hour, but just let me, okay. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Stephen Covey, again, this book is available with me. This is, I borrow from someone, but I have a soft copy with in my computer also. If you guys need it, I will send it to Lalina and she can share with you. 7 habits, when we say, then you know it's like, you have definitely 7 habits, 7 things which we need to discuss it. The 7 habits will take a lot of time. So as Lalina said, that you know maybe we can do some other sessions also. So I will try to maximize whatever I can do till 10:45. Okay, we have another 45 or 11. We can go another 1 hour. I don't want you to be tired. You know, my wife and my son especially tell me that you know don't lecture me. I feel sleepy. So it's I don't want to go on this thing. So our objective for today's session will be to understand the meaning of paradigm and experience the paradigm shifting. Did anybody heard about paradigms? Just, I'm asking you a very quick question, but then I will explain you later. You raise your hand. You want something?
Yeah, actually, who is Stephen Covey?
Stephen Covey, okay. I told you good evening. Stephen Covey is an American writer, motivational speaker. Is the founder of Franklin Covey Company, which is one of the biggest companies of motivational speaking and reading and writing.
But since you are late, so you sometimes.
No, okay. You can co-founder and vice chairman of the Franklin Covey Company, a leading global professional service firm.
Oh, I see. Which university did you study from?
Franklin Covey offers learning solution. He didn't mention about his university.
He got his master's degree from the Harvard Business School, and he got a PhD then, but I don't remember the university.
That's one thing you know about backgrounds. What we discussed in the beginning. Everybody coming from different backgrounds, and eventually we change it because the world is quite changing right now. But anyways. That's a one important question. Thanks for asking it. So we will discuss about paradigm and paradigm shifting. What is this particular term is? To understand the process of continuum maturity. These are very heavy words, it seems to be, but we will dissect it. We will see what is continuum, what is maturity. We will discuss it. We have to be aware of the basic foundational ideas of 7 habits. Some foundations I already discussed it, and I didn't discuss it, you already told me by your telling your habits to me. So what is the foundational ideas? We will see. To learn different techniques to help us make the 7 habits work, and these techniques are basically how to implement these habits. And once you understand the habits, it's very simple to implement it and to learn how to be effective in our lives. To be an effective mother, to be an effective person in your life, to be an effective goal seeker. Okay, how to understand the material. Covey, when he, I will not cover everything which is written in the book. Okay, you need to go back and read this book by yourself. And definitely you will learn a lot. I am just the facilitator. Stephen Covey is my master, and I am just delivering to you. Okay, but my master, intellectual master, I can say that one of my teachers. I didn't see him, I didn't meet him, but when I read the material, I loved him. I inspired him. Okay, so when he says that how to understand the material, he said that it's not a quick fix program. It will not say that you can become a very effective person in your life quickly. It will take time. You need to internalize this material yourself. You need to understand. You need to believe in it. You need to believe on it, and you need to implement by yourself in your life, daily life. And once you are implementing regularly, it will make you more effective. Another thing he says that, you know, if you want to really learn this material, learn it, teach it, and do it. It's very important. I delivered these sessions 3 times before, twice in Syria, one in Pakistan, now this is in Madagascar. So one of my student, he said that, sir, if you learn it and implement it, then you teach it. I don't agree with these 3 lines. I said, this is Stephen Covey defined it, but no, I believe on it. He said, no. So how can you learn it and you teach it immediately? Because you didn't learn it perfectly. You didn't experience it. How can you teach it? Then I went again, go back to Stephen Covey's material. I listened to his lectures. I read his book again. I just went back to that question, why he is emphasizing on teach it. He says that when you teach it, you change your role. You become from a student to a teacher. And that is very important. Because suppose he's a teacher, I listened to him a couple of times. If you are, and I'm right now teaching you, when I'm coming to this particular hall, what I will be doing first? Half an hour before, 1 hour before, what I will be doing? Preparing. I'll be reading the material again. Because I don't want to come to you and say that I'm not prepared. I don't want to say things because I don't believe in it. So what Kavi says that when you teach it, you internalize it. You learn better. So and he doesn't say that go to teach and start talking to the students. He said go to your family members. Tell them that, you know, I learned about this particular subject. Because it's fresh. And you tell them. When you're telling them, you are keep constantly reminding yourself. And human nature is that human start forgetting things. When you teach it, it becomes a foundation. It's become a stamp on your heart. And you learn it. So, how many of you believe in this, that you will go back and you will start teach it?
But you have to practice.
You have to practice it. That is it. Apply it to your life. Do it.
No, what I mean is before you teach it, you have to practice it.
This is the same question that student asked me in the last session. I said, no, sir, how I will apply it and then I will learn it, then I will teach it. I said that when you apply it, then you will forget the role of teaching it. This happened with me. If suppose if I learn it and then I didn't teach anyone and I start applying it, I'm just talking about myself. Probably I will forget about others. Not everybody is a teacher. Because because you can see that right now the world itself, you all are busy in your own careers. How many people you are worried about?
Nobody.
This is a very interesting question. How many people you are worried about right now? Only yourself sometimes. For me and Saima, probably my son. And ours also. For me, I can say my parents. She will talk about her parents. I also care about her parents. I need to go back and she will not hit me then. But these are the people who are nearby, I will care about them. But, did I care about the society? Did I care about them? No. Because this was not a particular, because we don't have time. We don't have time right now. We are worried about our own careers, we are worried about our job, our goals. How you can worry about somebody else? Because I have enough problems for my own. Yes, sir.
If we care about the society, we care also about us. Because we are society.
You are going in the right direction. Then you should come in the end. That's we will talk about continual maturity. And we will talk about it now. He said the first thing, if you want to understand this material, you change your role. Change your role, what you are thinking in your mind. Everybody in your mind, there is a particular role. And you are a hero of your picture, your film. The role is a film, yeah. She's a mother. I need to go back. I'm a leading lady of my film. I need to take care of my kids. I need to take care of my family. I need to take care of this. They said change your role. What you said? When you are helping people?
Yeah,
You are helping
more
yourself.
productive, so
But that thing that when I asked you the question, that how many people you care about, you said yourself right now. He said that if you want to really make a difference, then change your role. Thinking. Not doing anything, just thinking. First thing. And how to do it. In your mind you have a different role or picture of yourself or for your character. What if I ask you this question, what is your character in your mind right now? I asked already this question in a different way in the beginning. Now let me ask some new people. Sir, the accent guy. The English accent
Actually, I've read the book 7 times already.
Oh, okay. Several times or 7 times?
Yeah, 7 times.
Just 7 is a very interesting one.
No, but that was a long time ago, and I'm very happy to be here and and I'm trying to recall.
Let me ask you again.
The character is, I mean, you're playing different roles and characters depending on situations. For example, you're a father, you could be a husband.
Okay.
So you have to be good father, good husband, good president of your associations, and so on and so forth. Depending on
States, maybe.
Yeah, and a good lover too. One thing I remember about it was love is an action. Love is an active.
That's very interesting. That's one thing you picked it.
Yeah.
Love will come in the later part of it.
All right, okay. No, but I read it, I think, maybe 5 years ago or so. And there were parts of the book that I'm still using right now. For example, the love and the thing the end in mind.
Okay. When you say that in your mind you have a different role or picture, you said you want to be a good father, you said you want to be a good mother, you want to be a good human being, you want to goal seeker. So you have a character of yourself. If you want to implement yourself effectively, if you want to improve it, then one thing that you need to change your role. You need to analyze your role. That's another thing. Sometimes I am saying that I want to be a good father and I am watching television all the time and my son is just sitting nearby. Is it I am a good father? And she will shout on me that you do this thing. So, is that a good father? I'm not talking to you. I'm just sitting with you.
Not at all.
So, what was the role? What was the principle to be a good father? But did I define or analyze it that what is to be a good father?
To be a good father to me is to make your son good.
And what
to help him
education, character, attitude, you want to be responsible, respectable. These all are your foundational principles, which your religion tell you, which your social life tell you, which naturally comes to you. If I ask Hitler, what is his role in his mind?
You're being an insane Hitler.
Good ruler.
It's a very
Let's say an effective leader. Maybe not good, but very effective.
very effective leader, but not good about. But what was his principle?
Actually, it depends on the person.
The principle was to kill all the other Jews and you just rule them. If like coming from French background, what do you think about Napoleon? He was a good leader.
He was.
He was an effective leader because we're still reading about Napoleon.
Yes.
France still recognize him. But the Europeans guys will tell something different about him. Because of his principle. How many people he killed at that time? I was reading just yesterday that Hitler killed something like 45,000 Jews. 45,000 Jews.
More.
No, I'm just talking about one community. In one go. In one go. Napoleon, how many people he killed?
Hundreds of thousands.
100 or 1,000 just because of one principle, because he wants to rule. We have this kind of examples with Saddam Hussein. How many people he killed in Iraq? He was a good leader. America didn't argue with it.
Donald Trump is.
I don't know how many people you killed. That's anything. But now say that you have a character which leads your role. Every leader, every person, I'm talking about leader because you know about that, but every person, you have a role and you have a different character, but your character governs by your principles. What principle governs you? And that is your role. But if you want to be effective, as he said, Hitler was an effective leader because still the Germans like him. Still Germany, if you go and you talk about Hitler, everybody will like him. But if you go in other part of the world, say, yeah, the guy killed 200,000 people or 300,000 people. That's a different character. If you want to change people's behavior significantly, change people's picture of their roles. If you really want to change some people's behavior, you need to go and check what is its role. And not need to check it, just need to tell you to just analyze it. If I tell myself, as a responsibility of different responsibilities of myself, as a teacher, if I come to this classroom, my role is to teach you about this book, particularly at this subject. But who can analyze my teaching? Yourself and myself also. I'm doing good, I'm doing bad. Are you understanding? Are you getting bored? Are you getting something? Are you learning something new? That's why I'm putting a camera for myself, just to look back and look at my sessions. So now we talk about paradigms. Paradigm is the one word which comes from a Greek word called paradigma. Paradigma. It means the images comes to your mind. It's a particular images in your mind. And that is like, you see a particular way of thinking. You see things in a particular way. That's your paradigm. Now, he gives a very interesting example which maybe make you sad a little bit, but let's listen to this example. And this example is shared several times in YouTube and Facebook. It's a wonderful example, but every time when I listen to it, I imagine something. What he says that, he was sitting in a train, in a subway. In American systems, they have this underground subway trains. And people go from one place to another place with these subways, like our bus. And he was sitting there, very few people were inside, 2 or 3 people were reading newspaper. He himself was just, Sunday morning, nobody's there. So he was just sitting there. Suddenly, a guy came with 5 kids. He entered the subway from the next station. Suddenly the environment changed with the train. It was quiet, and now the kids are making noise. Kids are throwing newspaper here, there, here, there. The guys, the people who were sitting there, they said, why the environment is changed and the father is doing nothing. The father is sitting on the one bench. He's just sitting like this, looking down. His mind is completely, I don't know where. And the kids are making all kind of noise and he's doing nothing. So what will be your immediate reaction? You will go and tell the father, why don't you are doing anything? Why you are not helping the kids to be quiet? Because we are also traveling and we are feeling so disturbed. Yes, the first reaction like this. We do the same thing in our lives. What happened that, one guy, Stephen Covey, said that himself, he went to this guy and said that, sir, your kids are making so much noise. Can you make them discipline a little bit? And the guy, just came out from his garage and he's like this. And he said, oh, they are making so much noise. I don't know how to talk to them. I just came from hospital. Their mother died. Their mother died. And I just came back from hospital. The kids are there. I don't know how to handle them. Now, what will be your character will tell you? Your character will tell you to help him. To sit with him. Condolence, give your condolences. Help him to help his child. Because human nature is always to help. Human nature, you are born to help. But your paradigm, the first paradigm, you get angry. Your second paradigm is saying to help. What happened? The role is changed. Let's give you another example. It's not sad, it's a very simple example. I'm sorry to make you sad a little bit. But that's the reality of life. We react in this way all our lives. There is another example. Stephen Covey said that he was delivering a lecture. He was doing a presentation. And his mother was sitting there. It was very proud. He was very young at that time. He was delivering a lecture to a lot of students. Like my wife is sitting here. She's my husband is delivering a lecture. Suddenly, if my wife sees that these two people start talking constantly, not for others, I'm saying, my wife is noticing these two people are talking constantly. What she will do? She will feel good or bad? She will feel bad, no? Yeah. Okay, the mother starts feeling bad about that two people constantly talking, and the lecture get ended in after 1 hour, 1.5 hours. And then eventually she went to that people. Did you see what was going on in the whole lecture? You were constantly talking. I said, yes, because I am a translator for this lady. She is a Korean.
Good.
You see that? The paradigm shifted. So when you want to be effective, you see the situation from these eyes. You see the situation from these angles. Before reacting, go and analyze the situation. That he says. That is also one kind of an habit. We are a very reactive kind of people. We all are very reactive, and the world itself, it's showing us, a lot of criminal activities are going on. Things are getting bad. Newspaper is full of crime. The world government is all getting corrupted. People are getting more poor. We are more tense. So we start getting so much reactions. We always react. We forget to see the situation in a different angle. And what he says that if you want to be effective, see your paradigms. And your paradigms should be governed through your principles. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Learn to get a better paradigm. This was the main example of this particular thing, paradigm and paradigm shift. Now, what is a habit? I ask you this question, and you give me different definition that the habit which governs your life. But what is the technical answer of a habit? If you say what is a habit, if I say theoretically, if you go in dictionary, if you ask habit, what will the answer will come? Everybody can see in their Googles now.
Oh no.
What he says, internalize your principle is a habit. And that's we already discussed. Your principle was to be a good person, you want to be an early wake-up guy, you want to be a good mother. Internalize your principle is a habit. If your principles whatever your principle. If I want to reduce my weight, currently this is my principle since last three months. So what I should do every day?
Work out.
Exercise, eat more healthier.
Exercise, eat healthier food. So this become my habit.
Avoid the Coke.
Avoid Coke, avoid sugar, avoid cake.
Doing massage.
So tell you honestly, in 3 months, I'm telling you, my principle was to reduce my weight. It goes through my health condition because my knee had some issues. And my doctor said, now if you want to, at your particular age, God tell you always, that what kind of habit you should. You need to just to think about your habit at a particular age. It's not always about weight or anything, but at a particular age you will get this message that change your habits. Something like smoking. How many of you smoke here?
No one.
Be honest.
Okay, it's a non-smoking. I never smoked in my life, so I can say that. I hate smoking. Maybe because one of my problems was I was asthmatic, but I never tried in university or college. But how many people smoke in the world right now? Billions. And when you see a cigarette packet, what is written on top of it? What kind of pictures is it showing you?
Cancer.
But my principle, what is it? The people who are taking cigarette, their principle is, I want to enjoy. Yes.
Sorry. Defending another position.
I'm just wondering, since like Stephen Covey was raised and grew up in the most developed country in the world like America, but we here, probably less, I know I love my country, but even the example was the subway, we don't even have subway here. So, I mean the book is, actually is it effective for someone who is living in developed country also, because the way of thinking, the way we see things every day, is not like something
Very interesting question.
That's
Want to answer it?
And second question is,
Second question.
if so, how much is the book?
1190 Pakistani rupees. Which is around $10.
No, I just want to point out that that's a good example of parity. What I say is a good example of our Malagasy parity.
Paradigm.
You see?
But excuse me.
And the Covey's purpose when writing this book is getting you to shift from that paradigm. Okay? Yeah. That's what I want to say. So keep listening, and you maybe you will change your mind a little bit.
The guy, he asked a very interesting. It's a very natural question. Tell you honestly, if you ask, sorry, it's not a good example to say, but the kidnapping is going on in Madagascar. And I was there was a news about the Pakistani guys. I don't know how. I was surprised that Pakistanis are so fair, people like them so much that they always in the newspapers. So everywhere. No, the Pakistanis are everywhere. But nobody talks about our scientists who get the Nobel Prize.
Oh yeah.
So that's another thing. Or nobody talks about the North Pakistan, which is once a poet said that this is if there is a paradise, this is the paradise. There is a north part, it's Kashmir, which people say about it. There is a lot of people talked about it, and there was recently a lot of European guys who went to some of the North Pakistan's mountains, the K2 mountains. This is a very difficult mountain to climb. And they did the climbing there. And they said, these are one of the best, even better than Everest.
Oh.
So I think Pakistan, we are very famous on a lot of other things. Even, I'm not about Pakistan, I'm saying that,
Plenty of rice.
Muslim world. But okay, coming back to the kidnapping thing.
What?
Kidnapping. I'm just talking, but I don't want to mention this example in a bad way because it's going on, we all are concerned. We don't want this thing to be happen, but it is happening. People do it. I ask myself, what kind of motivation people gets to kidnapping? Because it's an easy money. I don't want to go in details, just to give you answers quickly. It's money. Quick money, easy money, no hard work, get a gun, some person. And just, you get money. They don't realize that, any kidnappers, if I know about some people who get kidnapped and I see their families and I see their kids and wife, how kind of depression they've gone through, the family's gone through, the person gone through. In Pakistan also it's not very common, but it is something which we are worried about. So when we see this kidnapping thing, there was a kidnapper, when he was releasing the guy, he got the money, everything good. He got this whole tension and everything. When he was releasing the guy, he talked to him, I'm very poor. I'm not doing it because I want to hurt you or something. But there was no other way for me to earn money. His principle, he said that, life is so corrupt, life is so difficult that I didn't find any other motivation to do anything. So, one of the paradigms we said about kidnappers, these guys are criminals. The second paradigm is this guy, why they are doing it? Is it a bad thing? They are doing a bad thing. I'm not saying, with all due respect, I'm saying that they are doing a very bad thing. Because I see in families the frustrations, the tensions of the families and the kids and the wife. Imagine the wife and kids and parents especially, old parents, how they feel about this. But on the other side, the guy is saying that I'm very poor, I'm doing it. The guy said, but you didn't do the right thing. You got the money, but you will never get a satisfaction from this money. And this money will never last with you. And this happened, if you go back to the history, you see people who've gone through this kind of criminal activities, and in the end what happened? They say, this was not the right thing I did in my life. There is a book called Where is Shantaram? It's a novel. It's a big novel. One of my teachers who introduced me, he introduced that book to me, and I started reading it. It's about Shantaram. There was a criminal who moved from India. He was doing something. Then he went to Australia. Then he went back to India. His life, Shantaram. But it's a very interesting novel. If you know about that, criminals are also human. They go through a lot of problems with their lives because of their habits. Coming back to that, why I raise about kidnapping things or something like this, when we live in any kind of society, every society have different kind of paradigms. I know that subway example is a Western example, it's a European example, but just imagine that you go to the road right now and you see something and how you react sometimes. A particular paradigm. Bus. It's a very some people say that the bus system here is very frustrating sometimes because you have to wait, you have to run and catch the bus, and somebody will be pushing you, and then it will be very frustrating for you. But on the other side, if suppose an old lady who wants to reach to a hospital to see his son, he got an accident and he pushed you, she pushed you, your paradigm will shift.
But on purposely.
On purpose.
On purposely.
Some people do on purposely. I'm saying that, why Hitler, we talked about Hitler, we talked about Napoleon, they killed 1,000 people, many thousand people. But still, because their principle was to rule the world in this way, fascism. Their principle lead them to fascism. Eventually, how Hitler died? Suicide. But nobody knows that how he died. These kind of people have this kind of ends also. Saddam Hussein, how he died? Hang himself, and people, seen him on live TV.
Yeah.
Is this the death we want for ourselves?
No, sir.
So what was his principle? Is not the right principle? So telling always that paradigms, he was very right that our system, society is different. But Stephen Covey is talking about in general. I learn a lot living in the developing world, and these habits I implemented there also. Habit is an overlapping of knowledge, skills, and attitude. This is a technical definition of a habit. What to do, how to do, what to do. When I do a habit, a particular habit, suppose your habit, you said you want to sleep early. So the knowledge is this, that I want to go to the bed. I do not to sleep on the sofa. I just want to go to the bed. This is a very general small habit, but take any other habit. Any other habit.
Exercise. Work out.
To work out. Knowledge. You need to know that which kind of workout you should do. And then you need to know the skills. If suppose you don't know the skill of any particular habit, it will eventually what will happen? Suppose in the workout thing, in a gym,
You might hurt yourself.
you will hurt yourself. You will hurt yourself. And then attitude. If attitude is not there, your habit will not make any impact. This is I tried. I'm not saying only Kavi said. I tried myself. If I don't change my attitude towards my diet, I will not reduce weight. Just recent example. Knowledge. I want to reduce weight. I can eat vegetables. I can have soup, whatever. Skills. Okay, I take it in a particular way, in a particular schedule. Attitude. Seeing something, a burger there and a French fries there, avoid it. And that's an attitude. Attitude comes from your principles. Your principle will tell you, no. You eat a lot in your life. Now leave it. Or your brownie or something like a cake or cheesecake. Oh, it's okay. Keep it on the side. My son is eating. Okay, no problem.
Next time.
I will eat. Once, my grandfather used to say me one thing that, eat something in a quantity that you can eat all your life. Oh. It's a very philosophical sentence, but he said in a very cute way. When I was young, I think 18, 19 years old.
That's your grandfather?
My grandfather.
Grandfather saying, okay.
He said it this way. And when he said, he was 60s and he got diabetes. And then from his experience, he said that, Karim, because you can see from my body, I like food, any kind of food. But I always remember that sentence my grandfather said, that eat things in a quantity that you can eat all your life. When you will be 60, 70, 80, you want to eat a cheesecake, you can eat it. That's a very important sentence. Okay, anyways, now I'm feeling hungry. I had my breakfast.
For skills.
We do
Skills,
have
how to
coffee
do.
shop over there.
Any habit, if suppose about gym, if you don't know how to do it, you can do it.
No.
Any habit. If you don't have the skill set, you will you will destroy yourself or make some harm to yourself. But for me, in these three things, because if I have a good attitude, I will get knowledge, I will get skills. But before doing any kind of habit, always learn about it, always learn the knowledge, the theoretical knowledge about it and skill set. If you want to wake up early or you want to sleep early, how many hours you sleep? And just recently, okay, coming back to the diet thing, I'm very new. I just learned something about calories. The knowledge was calories that a human body consume. If you need to survive properly with good energy, you need to take 2000 calories in a day. Okay, that's a knowledge. And if you need to reduce weight, you need to work out something like 5000 calories or 3000 calories, because 3000 minus 2000, 1000 calories, it will reduce half kg. Because science is telling you this knowledge and people implement it. One of my favorite actors did this recently. He reduced the weight from 90 kgs to something like around 75 kgs. It's transformational. So whatever you do, you need to learn about the knowledge and skill set. What examples he gave, because he is a management consultant also, he talked about customer service in any institution. If you want to be a good customer, again we have a customer service person here. If you want to be a good customer service guy, what knowledge you should have?
Customer service.
Know about your customers.
You know about your customers, their needs. Okay? And skill set?
How to deliver your services.
How to explain your services. If I'm sitting with my customer and I'm not talking to you, I don't have skills to communicate, then I can be a good, effective, good customer service person. If I'm a teacher, I have knowledge, but I don't have skills to present it in front of you. You will understand? Do I have a skill or no? I don't have skill? I ask you, you say no.
You do, but
Someone to understand.
you depend on people's background.
People's background, where they are coming from. If suppose your attitude is important also. If you don't consider your customers king, or your customers are always right, or customers are happy, customers are always saying you want to help them. Can you help them?
No, we never have satisfaction.
We never have satisfaction. Because our attitudes governs our principles, our success. Youth issues, one of the key things which we are working in our institutions also, and one of the things which we are working in generally for improving quality of life, that the youth, you guys, and younger, if you guys are being trained properly, if you are being guided for proper careers, then you know it will improve your quality of life. And the skill set is that to do presentations. I think there was a very good presentation recently about students immigrated to other countries, and that there was a good session there. So, and the attitude was to help Malagasy youth to find good opportunities, and that makes a success stories. 7 habits of highly effective to make your growth. It is not a quick first. It's a continuum maturity process. So we finished with paradigm, now we are entering to continuum maturity. Are we okay, comfortable? Or we can continue in the next session?
But we are afraid of the meaning of those two words, continuum and maturity.
You need to go back. Now we have discussions, we'll start. It's a good discussion, but I don't know, I just want to ask you, are you feeling comfortable? Can we continue?
Yes.
Continuum maturity. Continuum, what it suggests? The name suggests.
Continue, go on.
Go on.
An ongoing process.
An ongoing process. And what about maturity?
Maturity.
And you can explain in advance.
The parents were supposed to be mature enough.
Maturity, not really. It's like a seed. It's always working.
If it's improvement.
Yeah.
Improvement. Okay.
Maturity is ability to take responsibility.
Ability to take responsibility. I love this word. I love this word. Why I said I love it, I will tell you. Okay. Even you have to say that ability to take responsibilities. Habit is ability to take response.
That's enough.
That's a responsibility.
Response.
Response, ability. Ability to response. Same?
That makes sense.
No? Does it make sense?
It does.
It makes sense or no?
No.
You said ability to take responsibility. I am saying ability to response is a responsibility.
Response from what or about what?
Anything. You have, if suppose there is a situation here, right now there is a fire, and everybody is afraid to go out, and somebody take the initiative that, we can go from this shaft.
It makes sense.
So who is taking the responsibility?
They won't respond.
Not like
The guy who is shown the ability to respond. Not everybody has taking the responsibility. God forbid. Ability to respond, and it will come again in a session, in another slide, which is say responsibility is ability to respond. That's why I said I love this one. And that's the one thing which we can say that, it's maturity also, taking the responsibility. You can't take, if you ask a 10-year-old kid to take responsibility of the family, or say that, take care of the lunch today, what he will say? I have a son, I can.
You bet.
Yes. He will look at me, yes. What do you want? I said, go take the plates and bring the food here, or cook something for us. Dad, I don't know how to cook.
But you didn't teach him.
I didn't teach it, but I'm not asking about teaching right now. I'm talking about maturity. I'm telling, go and cook something. What you will say? Dad, I never cooked. And I can show him, I have a son. He says every day the same thing to me. So he will say that, you get maturity to do certain type of things. You develop yourself on a particular level to get the maturity. Your intellectual level tell you the maturity also. Because some 10-year-old kids are taking responsibility. Recently a 10-year-old Pakistan guy again. He was a Microsoft certified. Because his father was a computer software engineer, and since the beginning he gave him the computer and he started working on it, and the kid was sharp enough to work on software, and he did the Microsoft certified course online. 10-year-old. 10-year-old. Now I can tell you that my son is not doing it. Why? He's not taking responsibility. Because the maturity comes with opportunities also sometimes. With the environment also sometimes. It doesn't come naturally. It depends on what kind of environment you've grown up. People after 40 years, they realize that I need to do something important. It's okay, because it's life. You are blessed to have a life. Maybe you get a responsibility after 40, 50 years. Anyways, continue maturity. Maturity is, the intellectual response when we says your intellectual level of growth. You are able to take responsibility. You are able to respond to things, and then you start feeling mature. Kavi, when he talks about continual maturity, he talks about 3 levels. Let's see about habit 1. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Some quotes are because you like it.
Jim Rohn.
Nobody knows Jim Rohn, but he said, yes, I like it. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Because once you get a motivation, you say, okay, I want to reduce weight. I have motivation as a success. Okay, habit. Get the knowledge, get the skills, and get the attitude to reduce it. You cannot do it without, and motivation always something you want to start, something you want to do in your life. Always some motivation is very important. Okay? He talked about 3 levels: dependence, Independence and interdependence. Now, these are some big words. Let's talk about each one of them, and we have 15 minutes, 5 minutes each. What is dependence?
You rely on something.
It depends on something.